I've seen a lot of people that their first ever triathlon is a full distance Ironman. And kudos to those people, massive respect for doing the pinnacle distance of the sport and doing such a hard race and getting through it. And the hours you need to dedicate to that are super commendable. But in my opinion, it's such a waste. I think it's almost like doing the final level of a video game without going through all the different levels that there are to offer. Sprint distance triathlons is where I started triathlon, and then I progressed to Olympic and then half distance. And eventually I'm going to do a full distance Ironman. There's a lot to learn about the sport, and you get so much more out of the sport by starting at sprint distance and then Olympic distance and then progressing to half Ironman and then going to the pinnacle, the full distance Ironman. You're never going to experience what the sport has to offer at the grassroots level that your local triathlon club puts on. Why would you give $500 or $1,000 to the Ironman Corporation whenever maybe down the road there's a local triathlon club that's hosting a sprint triathlon or an Olympic distance triathlon and they need support from people like you? Why don't we support those local triathlon clubs, invest in the grassroots of the sport? Because without that, we would never be able to have these huge Ironman distance events. I think there's a massive part to be played, and I think you need to support your local triathlon clubs where you can. And there's so much to get out of the sport at these smaller events. So that's my 2 cents. I don't think your first ever race should be a full distance Ironman, and I think that more people need to do those local sprint and Olympic distance races.